Hi, I'm Leather Rock. Welcome to my channel. I'm obviously back in Atlantic City and I have a little story to tell you, and I want to keep it kind of short because it's starting to snow now and I have an injured, infected finger and shouldn't be out here. So, a couple weeks before, actually about a month before I left for Washington, D.C., I was leaving my home to go and take some errands, and as I was closing the door, I saw a sign saying, "Warning, the structure is unfit for human occupancy." And I'm not going to get too close, even though I think if the Hillside Strangler was after me, he would have found me already. According to this, we were supposed to be out January 6, 2025. Now, I found out about this in mid December, and I had already made plans to go to Washington, D.C. for the inauguration, and I could have just gone for the day, but since I had housing there, I stayed like 3 weeks. You know how it goes. And I had been actually starting to pack for over 10 years. I have things packed up there. Well, my mother ended up getting a lawyer. What happened was we've had code enforcement come in a number of times, and they're checking for all kinds of things. We have warped floors, half the electrical outlets don't work. We have lots of mice. We can't use our oven, our gas oven, because we've got mice that are living in it, and I'm certainly not going to burn up the mice. There's all kinds of things wrong with this place. And we were not given any idea as to what the code enforcement people were looking for, so there was nothing that we could do. There was nothing that had anything to do with us. We didn't do anything wrong. Well, so I went to Washington, D.C., okay, and I occasionally was in touch with my mother, so I knew that obviously things were safe. She got a lawyer. So then a lawyer said that we don't have to move, that nobody ever offered us money. The landlord sold this to a building, a company that ironically is a charity that gets housing for senior and disabled people. Oh, I can't make this stuff up. Now, my mother is obviously a senior citizen. The other roommate is disabled, but he's moving out, and I'm glad because he and I don't get along. And of course, I'm my mother's caregiver. So okay, I came back and things are still kind of okay. The churches underneath us are giving us absolute hell. The Spanish church on Thursdays and Saturdays, well, you know how bad they are, and they're getting worse and worse and worse. Okay, and apparently they don't think that they can be quiet because we're supposed to be gone. Well, want to know what the church on Sundays, the English-speaking church, is doing now? Well, that church, who we have absolutely nothing to do with, uh, that guy, he sublet this building to other churches, the Spanish-speaking churches, all right? And what the I found out because we have neighbors that live behind us that were moved in by the church, and they don't pay money to our landlord. They pay money directly to the pastor, who we think is an absolute ass. You know, there's no love lost between us, and people are intimidated by him because he happens to be the police department chaplain, but he's a real jerk. And apparently, because we were all supposed to be moved out, the poor people in the other apartments, they shut off the gas. They are cold. Well, a couple of days ago, apparently, just after I got back from Washington, D.C., my mother and I were sound asleep, and apparently, one of our neighbors found an electric heater and he plugged it in. I told you our electric is not all that good. Well, apparently, there was a fire in the wall and they had to they put it out somehow. Apparently all the fire alarms were going, but my mother and I slept through it. And it's a good damn thing we have a firewall in between our apartment and the other apartments behind us. So, and it's illegal to shut off the gas and the heat when you have old people and senior people. It is 27 degrees right now as I'm filming this. We've got snowflakes, if you can tell, they're floating around up here. So anyway, those people, and if there is one fire, there's going to be more fires, okay? This place is so corrupt. We have no place to go. Nobody offered us any money, and you cannot put people out in the street. It is very cold. My mother is a heart patient. You know, she was just in a hospital the other day for a stress test, all right? Um, this is just unacceptable. We have no place to go. I tried to get my mother to be put on one of those senior housing lists, but she doesn't want to live with old people. And I'm like, Mom, look in the mirror. none of us are spring chickens, okay? And she doesn't want to live up there. And now I have other problems. I have somehow got on the radar of some rabid man who's a member of one of those, the big religion of peace. And he was threatening the inauguration. He was threatening Trump, and he was saying he was going to go there with his buddies and they were going to beat up people. And I, of course, instead of keeping my mouth shut, I said, no, you ain't going to do that. But people assured me he wouldn't be able to afford to go up there. And when I said, well, one of the things he said was that he and his buddies were beating up some Proud Boys. And I said, no way in hell any self respecting Proud Boy would let himself be beat up by. And of course, I mentioned certain things because, he said that he and his fellow members of this religion of peace were going to be starting things. And I can't keep my mouth shut. I said, no, you're not going to hurt our people. And if I need to contact the FBI, I will. You know what? I should have done it. Anyway, I came back. The man is still mad at me. He has now sicked some hookers that wear wigs that do things for drugs and stuff. And now I have to look over my shoulder because they are trying to threaten me. So there's a lot of places I don't go on the wrong side of town now because I don't want problems. But, it's getting cold. Let me take this inside. Uh, Whoops. Great. I just fell going up the stairs. That was my Joe Biden image. Oh, oh my God. Oh, so now let me tell you what Amazon did. They had a delivery and they didn't ring the doorbell or anything. And when I went to go and do the filming, I found out that there were two packages here left by Amazon. But yeah, we are now having fires in our building because somebody, and I'm going to blame it on the pastor of the damn church downstairs, who cut off the gas. Now, it's bad enough he charges rent for his parishioners that he's taken off the street, charges them rent, makes them do all kinds of chores around here. Shut off the heat. You can't do that in the middle of winter when you have senior and disabled people. And so there's already been at least one fire. Uh, I don't care who sees this at this point. I'm not afraid of reprisal because we're in the right way. My family has a lawyer. This is not acceptable. This is really not acceptable. If you ever doubt that Atlantic City is corrupt and no good, please let me assure you there is a history of corruption in this town that goes back to as long as it's been in existence. And I believe Atlantic City has been in existence since 1856 or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, we have no place to move to. Nobody has come forward to offer us money. Normally, when a building gets condemned, somebody offers all the residents something to move. Nobody has given us diddly squat. It's a good thing we don't have to pay for this lawyer. It's a lawyer that specializes in helping low-income older people. And my mother had gotten this lawyer. And he says we don't need to move yet, but still the clock is ticking. We need to have a place to go. If I could talk my mother into getting the hell out of Atlantic City, she doesn't want to go to LA. She doesn't want to live in a bus. She's not interested in Washington, D.C. I sure am not going to abandon her because I am her caregiver. I started packing over 10 years ago. I want to get the hell out of here. Atlantic City is not a safe place. And then the churches are corrupt too. I'm waiting for ICE to start raiding when it's the Spanish churches, which I'm filming this the same day you're going to see it. I'm filming this on Thursday. I forget exactly what day this is. I think it's maybe the 20th or the 21st. I don't know. But anyway, I am posting this as soon as I film it. But yeah, the building has been condemned. It's the warped floors, the electric. A couple of days ago, my room, the roof leaked, and it was raining in my room, and I had to take clothes that I hadn't moved out of there, and I had to put them in my hallway because I don't have closet space. I have that extra room, that grow room, and I'm gonna put this down here. I'm gonna start bringing up my Amazon packages. Apparently the Amazon guys, they think it's okay to just leave boxes outside. And it's a good thing I saw them. They were a little on the heavy side, but you know what? With all the interesting riffraff in this neighborhood, somebody could very easily have walked off with them. It's a good thing I came out to do my filming when I did, because somebody would have run off with it. I know how people are. But yes, this is the situation in my house. I'm going to try not to let you see my mess because if you thought I looked untidy before, it looks a lot worse now because I have not started unpacking from Washington. I have to differentiate between my clothes that have never been washed and the clothes that are dirty. Sometime today, I'm going to try to get in a shower if I can find myself a clean towel. So much has happened that I will cover in another video, but yes, we have a condemned building and we need to be out, and we have no place to go. Nobody drives. We don't have any way of getting our stuff out. Oh, and the other person that lived with us, he has lots of friends with vehicles. He's almost all moved out. He stays in a hotel 3 weeks out of the month. He's got himself a little girlie now. She's got a real gambling thing, and he's got a real gambling thing, so I know this is not going to be good for him. But hey, he's found love. I'm happy for him. But all I know is he's got friends that moved him out. We don't know anybody who drives. The only person I know who drives, he has diabetes real bad, and he keeps on crashing his car. So I can't rely on him. But yeah, that is the situation. We need to find a new place to live. And that's the video I have for today. And oh my goodness, it is so cold out there. My fingers are terribly in pain. And there's another reason for that, but I'll save that for the next video. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Stay warm, please, and hopefully your building is not condemned like mine is. Talk to you soon. Bye.